Welcome to the Sportiest stream, and welcome to the Rocket League Splash Series. Here, everyone, it's nice to see you all here tonight, as we've got a great series, the Tsunami Cup champions, the last season Tsunami Cup champions, in Affinity Aurora, taking on the new Egoist side. If we take a look at these rosters, Affinity Aurora coming in this season, the roster very, very similar to last season's. Again, this is Season 6, but in the Season 5 Tsunami Cup, you did get to see them in the grand finals when they took down 909 in a game 7. That Affinity Aurora roster, what a run it was for them. It was a very good regular season that season, 6-2. The roster again only making one major change, that is adding in Double. Had Bava, they've replaced him with Double for this season, going into the Cyclone Cup, and of course taking on Egoist, which you'll recognize. They've been here every single week. Actually changed their roster. Av, their captain, left, and is replaced by Extreme to win. A little bit different here, and no surprise for Egoist that they'd be making a change, especially after last week's embarrassment against Pirates in a Bot, where they got absolutely dismantled. It's going to be a pretty big match for both these teams, as Egoist just trying to kind of find that new voice, get that new roster together, see if they can kind of rebound from that embarrassing loss last week on this stream. Affinity Aurora is trying to kind of get themselves used to the platform they're on here, the Cyclone Cup. So far, Affinity Aurora definitely have a lot that they are going to be talking about here, as a 1-1 record so far for both these teams. Affinity Aurora, their only loss coming to Redwater, which we've seen earlier this season. Obviously for the Egoist, their loss last week against the Pirates on a Bot, so while the Egoist are heavily favored, they did beat Redwater in week 1. We still have a match here to go for, and for Egoist, the fact that they have changed their rosters means that you really have to throw all bets out of the window here, because we just don't know. Don't know what we're going to get to see from these players. And no matter how good they are, it's going to be one where Affinity Aurora have a lot to prove. They're going to be trying to make quite the upset here tonight. Again, we wait on these two teams going on in. As soon as they're here, would be good to get things going, as we'll take a look at our schedule tonight. Again, we got 2 more matches after this. They're all very far separated from each other, but later tonight we're going to have Republic of Molossia taking on Slav Supreme and the Black Lion Championship Series. Then we'll go back to RLSS. Next, new Visionaries returning as they take on Mickey Moon Esports in their first time on this stream. So it'll be a fun one to get to see Mickey Moon as another undefeated side in this bracket. And we are currently, again, waiting to get these teams in. As soon as they're good to go, we'll be getting things underway. It'll be a very exciting matchup here. Get your votes in as well. Prediction poll is live. Get your votes in on who you think will take this one. You have Affinity Aurora or Egoist. Affinity Reborn have 2 teams at this top. As we do have Affinity Aurora in with their usual starting lineup: Hollow, Double, Ariel. Ariel, for whatever reason, decided to spell his name somewhat backwards. L-I-E-R-A. So he's also switched the E and the I for whatever reason. Ariel having a little fun with the name, but that's Ariel. If you're wondering, he does this a lot, so no surprise to see him in here. As well as Aurora joining in very early, so they're ready for this matchup. They've already done their preparations. Just thank you for the follow, Bar175. Oh, this buddy a stream, everybody. We are mostly approaching 2,500 followers. Let's make sure we get that number soon. I'd love to hit 2,500. As seems like no one can spell Ariel, because now we have another one. Matt, by the way, I don't think it's A-E-I-A-L. Let's see what it is. Unless this Ariel's like the toughest name to pronounce, which, to be fair, Ariel himself isn't spelling it correct. And maybe everybody else is having issues as well, but I promise you the way I've spelled it is the way that it's been listed here for Ariel. A-R-I-E-L. And they're going to be, again, on Affinity Aurora, Nerves. Was on this team last season as a sub, obviously. Could probably still be available here as well. Again, the major question is going to be, I think, with the Egoist side. They're a good team. A match that they are expected to take, but obviously with this new roster, adding an Extreme to Wins, who is himself a very, very high-level player, still going to be a tough match. You got because for most teams, it usually takes a couple weeks before you get used to each other. But the problem with obviously getting used to each other is that you're in the middle of the season. They don't have that kind of time anymore. They have to show up, and they have to show up pretty quickly here as Extreme to Wins is here. So we'll get this match underway in just a moment. A reminder, both these teams are 1-1 in records, so it is even by records. But obviously, when it comes to the skill of these teams, where they have been, who they faced off against, Egoist have had a better run for themselves. I mean, their win comes over Redwater, who I believe is going to be a top-tier team by the end of this season, who could very easily become a top-tier team by the end of the season, as they themselves have actually beaten Affinity Aurora 3-2. But obviously, you know how it works in the Cyclone Cup. Top-tier teams doesn't make too much of a difference. All that matters is being able to play on the day. We might see an incredible upset tonight if Affinity Aurora, the Tsunami Cup champs, can pull out quite the victory over Egoist, considered still the #2 team, although they themselves are reeling after a loss from Pirates on a Bot. This is a best of 5, a important match in its own right here for Egoist and Affinity Aurora. Aurora still trying to prove themselves as Cyclone Cup ready. Egoist have a lot to prove in being able to find redemption. Lost to Pirates on a Bot. Again, it was a loss that was expected, but not one that they expected to lose in a sweep. Egoist came in confidence in that match, expecting themselves to do quite well. A lot of people expected them to actually have a chance at beating Pirates on a Bot. Obviously, the Pirates did not take too kindly to those predictions, and Egoist, since then again, I've undergone some roster adjustments. Again, Av left. I brought on Extreme to Wins, and we're going to see how this roster will do as Affinity Aurora on the early offenses. Ariel as he'll get bumped off by Temp, and Egoist right now struggling to find that rhythm that most teams at this level do have. Again, when you make a roster move this late into your season, it becomes very, very difficult to be able to find that control as they struggle on the goal line. Hollow's going to put in goal 1. It's Affinity Aurora who take the lead here, and Egoist struggling right now as it looks like a lot of this pressure is getting to them. And so far, Egoist just not finding that rotation. It's not to say that the roster change was planned from them, obviously. Av left. It was Av's choice to leave as that captain. A lot of this was chosen by Egoist just due to the fact that they themselves want to be that top team so badly. They'll do anything to get there. Even switch up their roster against the loss to our Season 5 Cyclone Cup champions. Egoist. Oh, that might be an own goal here. That's in front for Ariel. And what on earth is happening? Egoist falling apart at the seams. Just a light touch from him. But he's completely lobbed it over his defenders. And I don't know what we're seeing here in Game 1, but Egoist is having a meltdown of all meltdowns. This is embarrassing. Affinity Aurora, I mean, they're not doing anything all that impressive. Simply put, this is all Egoist right now, making their own mistakes and causing their own deficit. Affinity Aurora got a very good side, but one would not expect them to have this kind of a lead over Egoist this early. And yet, you know, you open your eyes and exactly what we're seeing, a 2-goal difference. Affinity Aurora holding against Egoist is now Ariel looking for free, flip reset, stopped by Javi. And again, Egoist just, again, have that lack of rotation, that lack of team chemistry. It was an issue coming into this match, and it's an issue that we're seeing is prevalent in this match, and Egoist just trying to recover at this point. As Affinity Aurora looking in field. Javi will clear it back. Double. As he'll look in the midfield, it's a little awkward there as Javi just one away, Extreme to Wins. He'll catch up, but Affinity Aurora still on the ball as they're playing good defense. Double. Hallow trying to find those passes. Ariel is on the other side, and this is a great chance for a solo play. Fake pass to Javi. Ariel still on it. Flip reset in tow, and he'll go for a net, but stopped by Extreme to Wins as he'll backflip on the back wall. And still the lead is held at 2, but Egoist again playing a whole lot more defense than they were used to. Affinity Aurora, at this point, playing calm. I mean, they recognize that with this 2-goal lead, they cannot lose it. Egoist is giving them a very rare opening. One that you have to take if you're Affinity Aurora. Simply put, this is such a mismatch on paper that any win for Affinity Aurora, they've got to play very, very carefully. As it is Ariel, another one in. Affinity Aurora keep finding the nets. Just from the backfield as well, just goes for it. Nobody back for Egoist as Avi had pushed up. And again, it's that rotation. No one behind him. And this game one, stunning. The critics, stunning. The analysts right now, I mean, this is not expected right now. Affinity Aurora is just better right now. Egoist, again, I think the best way to compare this is just a meltdown. If Egoist wants anything to do, they've got to really lock it down in for game number 2, because this game 1, probably the worst we've seen of them all season. And the nice thing is, we've seen every single match they've had. I think this is a lot worse than what we saw with them against Pirates on a bot, because against Pirates, they still had that chemistry, they still had that teamwork in them. It just was that Pirates held them so incredibly well. That for Affinity Aurora, just find this kind of space is shocking, as they're still looking for goal number 4 at this point. Egoist just looking for one as Temp open room to work with. Flip reset, will have it, not able to get that second touch. The bump comes through, but Avi shot a bit slow, and Affinity Aurora will recover, but not for long. Temp in midfield, Hollow not a lot, but he will keep it away from extreme to wins. And Egoist right now unable to find that chance in the nets. Double off the ceiling, has the goal with the fake, and extreme to wins does recover. He tripped off the post. Nearly a 4th for Affinity Aurora as this game nearing its end, but that should be it. It will be for Temp. Egoists have finally put one in. With 11 seconds to go, they get their first of the series. Took them a long time to get there, but unfortunately it comes too late, and Affinity Aurora, a shocking start here. A game 1 that is completely theirs, and is deservedly theirs. Egoist did not play well. A ton of errors on the back line, and a ton of rotational mistakes, and Affinity Aurora are taking every single chance they get. As game 1 will go to Affinity. With the 2 teams here, Affinity Aurora and Affinity Apex. Aurora considered the team that I think many people say that have a much stronger chance at this just due to their team chemistry, but in the start of the season, as they lost to Redwater, a team that very close to them, I think, in the rankings overall. And we'll head into game number 2 at this point. Again, a lot of this matchup for Affinity Aurora is just them trying to keep their calm, trying to get themselves play as best as they can. As we actually might even have a lobby reset coming up here. It seems like Egoist is having some ping issues. We might have a lobby reset. But again, we're going to wait for the call from these teams. And we're going to head into game number 2. It's a shocking start for Egoist. Yeah, we're waiting on the call here. It seems like we are going to have lobby reset. So, yes, we're getting the call for the lobby reset. We're going to be going to central servers for the rest of this matchup. Egoist and Affinity were both saying that they would like to play on a different server. So, we'll get that up and running for both these sides. Apologies on that delay, as we actually will go to the caster screen for this while we wait for these teams to show on up. But again, we're here into game number 2. Affinity Aurora, a little bit more time for both these teams to lock things out. What we're seeing right now is just Affinity Aurora coming into the series and just watching Egoist fall apart. Egoist better hope that this is not going to be a sign of things to come because, again, this is a very new roster from them. Adding in Extreme to wins, but obviously they haven't gotten used to them. But it is only one game. You can't keep Egoist out forever. We know this team has had their fair share of hiccups, and although this might be the worst they've had all season, it is, again, only one game. You know they can respond. I mean, we know Egoist. This is a team that you can't ever count out. But Affinity Aurora, if they're going to want to play well, they're going to need to find a little bit more space, because even with how they played in Game 1, if Egoist do improve, Affinity Aurora is going to be left on the chopping block at this point. But against a lot of these teams, Affinity Aurora not have a ton of advantage. They have chemistry, they have the skill, but a lot of these teams are just a little bit better on paper. Egoist definitely considered one of them, but Affinity Aurora, again, trying to prove a lot of things wrong. Even though the Cyclone Cup is probably the least likely place to see upsets of this caliber, it is not unlikely, and it does happen from time to time. Affinity Aurora looking in midfield, double, stopped by Extreme to wins. Aerial to the back wall, Extreme to wins will be there. He'll go up the ceiling, that one popped by Hollow. Double, already catching an Affinity Aurora, keeping the offense fake from Double as well, who has been really showing his mechanical fortitude. Early on in this series, a lot of plays from that sidewall and from the corner to go for that net from Double. Nothing breaking through all that easily here as Egoist do find space themselves. Temp. That net's open, not on there. Aerial. Oh, his own goal! That's an awkward touch from Aerial. And Egoist will take their first lead of the series. Temp just sends this one to the back wall. Aerial had the read too, but just mistouched it and mistimed it. And it is one for Egoist. Egoist holding the lead, but Affinity Aurora holding their own this game. A much better looking start with them playing a whole lot more aggressive, getting more chances. Just need to be able to find the openings as Hollow. Double already pushing up, but a demo on Aerial. That net's open. Temp will have no issue scoring. That is his second. And that's a little bit more what we expected from Egoist. To keep control, to find the chances to really break through Affinity Aurora. Maybe Game 1 was just a fluke after all. Egoist trying very hard to make that case. And only 2 minutes in, but already a much different looking game. Affinity Aurora, they have chances, but we're not seeing the mistakes from Egoist. In fact, we're seeing an Egoist side that's connecting a whole lot better, is a lot faster right now. Affinity Aurora struggling to keep up at this point as Javi looking for one more. Too committed from Egoist, and it will give Hollow room to work with here. As he'll go for net. Javi's not even close, and it's open! It's in! Beautiful touch from Hollow. I mean, the skill level of these players is one where you expect Javi to get to that touch, but he was on low boost, jumped at the wrong time. It sounds in chat saying casting RLCS when. If you talked about me casting RLCS top 16, I've done that twice already. Once for Infinity Esports in Asia, and the other time for Incorrect, just this last open qualifier for North America. So yes, I have casted RLCS. In fact, that's actually why I have my Liquipedia page. Unless you're talking about RLCS mainstream, in which case, you need to be very, very experienced to be on that mainstream. Everybody on that mainstream deserves to be there for the many, many years they've had. Most of them have had triple to quadruple the number of years I've had doing casting RLCS. Sorry, Rocket League Esports, not RLCS. RLCS Grand Finals cast win. Whenever I have like 8 years of experience, I've only done this for about 2.5 years, so it's gonna take me a little bit before I even get close to the experience those different casters have. But if you're asking about when I've casted RLCS, I have done that. Again, Infinity Esports and Incorrect. Again, if you want to take a look at my Liquipedia page, it is public. You can see it. And I am listed for those events, so... As we get back into this one here, Affinity Aurora looking for one more. They've been able to sneak one by Egoist, and again, they're playing very competitively. Again, this is a better performance from them this game. Even with them not in the lead, keeping up a lot better with the tougher Egoist side, one that isn't as mistake prone. Maybe all Egoist needed was a game to kind of warm things up. Affinity Aurora. Oh, RKO in the midfield there, Hollow and Double colliding into each other. As they still try to push through, there is less than a minute to go though. Affinity Aurora need to find open space. Aerial off the ceiling, no boost left, and Temp will get this one away. Stopped by Hollow. Temp still on it as Hollow looking to keep on the push. Aerial dunked by Javi. As Affinity Aurora, I'm running lower and lower, but Double pushing his way through off the corner. Miss there. Hollow off the back wall. Extreme to wins. We'll get to it, but not a great touch. And Affinity Aurora keep this one on. Double. Oh, he doesn't jump for it, though, and it'll be cleared back as Hollow will get the block. Temp gets over one as Double there to follow up. 10 seconds and counting. Egoist. We're going to tie this series as Aerial's clear. Not very far. Egoist holding on, letting this one drop, but it doesn't drop initially. It will drop eventually. Egoist have tied this series up, and this is a little bit more of the performance we expect from them. Consistent, clean Rocket League. They don't try anything too crazy. But their skill is one that they can outplay Affinity Aurora in this matchup. But Affinity Aurora, must say, impressive from them in this game as well to keep it this close, to keep it this competitive. 6 shots on that net. You just need to find more chances and better chances, which is not an easy thing to do. As we'll keep on going here to game number 3. Affinity Aurora are going to need to find a little bit more bite in their offense. So tough to be able to keep up, to play the way you want to if you're Affinity Aurora, especially against a team like Egoist, because some of these teams at this level are just so good. I mean, for them, again, they're coming into this, again, still as one of the lower ranked teams. Again, they just won the Cyclone, the Tsunami Cup last season, which, again, is GC3 low SSL. They play up against teams that are closing in on that Bubble Pro level. I mean, as I mentioned already, the top team here is a team that's full of top 16 RLCS players. So for Affinity Aurora, this battle is going to be a tough one, especially against Egoist, who, again, many still consider that second best team in the league, even with the changes they've had to make. Not nearly as keen, just due to the fact that teams, when they do make roster changes, usually don't start off that well. But at least last game definitely proved that Egoist are still heavy favorites in this matchup, as they should be. Affinity Aurora, again, playing a lot more aggressively than I was expecting from them, and I have to give credit to Affinity Aurora for being able to play that way, as not an easy thing against Egoist to find space to work with, because Egoist, they give you space, but they shut plays down so quickly, as if you don't really have space at all. As Hollow, Javi blocking it there, Double again blocked by Javi, and just showing you how closely Egoist play to the teams against them. And they challenge things very, very quickly, and they, again, as I mentioned, shut things down very, very quickly on offense. Simply put, it's going to be tough to get plays around around Egoist, because really do need to play the long game. It's a double tap! Hollow's found the perfect touch! And Affinity Aurora roaring to life in game 3. And this one, it came very, very quickly from Hollow. Did not waste too much time to get there. And simply put, that's the kind of gameplay you need to see from Affinity Aurora. That quick attack, the ability to just beat players out, because it's so tough to do so. But if you're going to beat Egoist, you got to be able to take these players on one-on-one. Affinity Aurora holding the 1-goal lead, but you know Egoist are going to quickly want this back, as Temp there could have got himself on that shot, but just went a little bit away from his bumper. Now a double commit from Egoist. Still space for Affinity. Double. Unable to get that one through, as Hollow will collect. Boost in the tank, pinch across, Temp pushed up high, but Affinity Aurora still not able to break in. Aerial now. That one cleared away, but it's open for Hollow! And that's his second! Hollow takes another. And Affinity Aurora taking names here from Egoist. They're just playing their style, waiting for the openings. Egoist are giving them a lot more than I think they should be. And Affinity Aurora are taking a lot more than maybe people expect them to. Game 3. Once again a turnaround. Egoist losing their grip on the game. Avi back to Temp. It's still Affinity Aurora on the ball as double aerial in field, and this is a great chance for Hollow to make it free. Double commit, net's open, but it will be blocked by Extreme to wins. And he'll go the other way. It will be easily kept out by Hollow. Follow-up shot saved away by Aerial as Affinity Aurora with another team bump, and they're not in a great position here, but Hollow has the recovery and the control, but dunked by Extreme to wins. Temp not able to read this one, but he leaves it for Javi. That one! Oh, saved away off the crossbar by Aerial. As Affinity Aurora holding on. Egoist unable to break through. Double. In front, saved away by Aerial. Extreme to wins. Egoist keeping the push going as Temp will look downfield. Extreme to wins trying to pump out Hollow, but he will not connect. It was a great opening, though. He recognized that Affinity Aurora are definitely a team you can bump out as that last player. They often only leave one back anyways. And if you can remove them by any means, that's going to open the net wide here for Egoist as Javi flip reset. Aerial will keep him away as Extreme to wins. Hollow again. Extreme to win, still pushing. Time running low for Egoist. Has a chance off the crossbar from Temp. That one needs to go on. Javi's whiffed. Temp will go again. And that's found the net. Egoist score back. And a big time goal. At a big time moment, it's Temp to put it through. And Egoist now on the road! Extreme to wins! Off the kickoff! And you could not have asked for any better of a shot at that point. Perfectly placed, nobody had it. I mean, he had so little of an angle to look at. But it's Egoist tying the game up. From 2 goals down. Looking to be the ones to take the lead. Extreme to wins. Dunks by Hollow. It will be double as Egoist hits slow. No one there. Net's wide open. Double through the defense, says Egoist. And into something there. I think Temp got bumped. Javi wasn't close enough to the challenge. And it's Affinity Aurora again, who will not give up. Egoist once again in a position that they were not prepared for tonight. They were expected to take the series relatively quickly, and yet Affinity Aurora have shown up here. And Egoist go the other way, only maybe 1 or 2 more chances. This one up, double, not able to clear the ball away, and it will be chance. This one, what a first touch, cleared away as Affinity Aurora jumping on top of it. Extreme to wins, not able to get there, but the bounce is awkward. It will be saved away. And that will end Game 3. Affinity Aurora puts themselves on match point. One away from what might be the most impressive upset of the season so far. As what a start so far. Affinity Aurora really looking like a solid team. They're putting on some great pressure right now. And Egoist just feels like they're flabbergasted. They don't know what to do. as we will go into game number 4 in Affinity Aurora. A chance to take the matchup. What a match it would be. Our start of the day here, and it's in the Cyclone Cup. And we may see an upset that I did not think we were going to see here. I don't think a lot of people thought we were going to see here. Simply put, if you're an analyst looking at this match, and you see what Egoist have in store, what a win it would be for Affinity Aurora to just upset here, but they still are one game away. Game number 4, Affinity Aurora, a chance to create probably the biggest upset in Cyclone Cup history. One of the biggest, that's for sure. I don't know if I should really say it is the biggest. As we're just looking to hold on a little bit longer. Egoist, though, looking to force game 5. It's not been the match they've wanted. But there's still a chance for them to win if they can get off to a good start. But that's going to be a tough battle, although Xavi will win the 50. Ariel will race back, but Egoist staying on the wall. Affinity Aurora, though, keeping control. Ariel over Extreme to wins. Hollow up next. That one dunked away by Xavi. Ariel. Double. He's found the net, but great coverage there from Extreme to wins, who recognized a bit late there that the shot was coming low, but was in the right position to react to it. Affinity Aurora just trying to find room to work with as Ariel. Great 50 with Extreme to wins. It's Double now, who is on no boost. I don't know if it's Egoist's game plan to sort of steal the boost away from Affinity Aurora, but Affinity Aurora are not helping themselves on their boost control. Definitely a plan for Egoist to potentially try to steal that away, really take full advantage of it. As Egoist, it's open, but at the same time was Hollow. Double, and again on no boost here. Affinity Aurora, again, are not helping themselves here with their recklessness on their boost control. Egoist are a pretty fast side to deal with at times, and they definitely can prioritize boost. Don't want to be in that position if you're Affinity Aurora where you're stuck with nothing in the backfield. Because Egoist will take that. They're such a mechanical side that if you give them the room to do what they want, the boost to do what they want, they're going to score. And they're going to score in pretty flashy ways. As Extreme to wins, trying to get himself upfield. It will be Hollow to keep him back. Xavi dunked as Temp also jumped for it as well. No communication from Egoist, and this is open for Ariel, but that shot's off the front post, and Egoist will get back in time. Affinity Aurora trying again with Double. Could not get the bump, as Temp would break check him there. A great evasion that will allow Egoist to actually transition the other way. As Xavi. Ariel. Affinity Aurora just not able to get upfield. As Egoist in front. It's an open chance. Double whiffed on it. And that's still a danger, but Hollow is waiting. Double will get the clear. Fortunate that his whiff did not go against his team, because those kind of mistakes can be countered. And Egoist definitely can score on those opportunities. He just didn't do it there. Aurora still searching as no goals yet this game. I think longest we've been in any of these games without any team scoring. Over 3 minutes straight of goallessness as both teams just grappling for possession. Double. Left for a Hollow. Xavi with the early challenge on Ariel. On low boost. Able to get the bump, but Temp. Chance to score. Double's been removed. And that's the boost coming back to haunt Affinity Aurora. Ariel with nothing on that challenge, and he just can't get any piece of it. And this match, still ongoing as Affinity Aurora. Well, their error has caught up to them. But a demo, oh, beautiful timing from Ariel. Affinity Aurora didn't let that goal take anything away from them. The confident return Ariel got Extreme to wins on the blind side. And it is Affinity Aurora who have a goal back. And it's all tied, all over. Here we go again. Egoist upfield. Their chance to score. Extreme to wins. On the bump. That shot kept out by Double as Affinity Aurora. Another demo. That shot's wide. Double couldn't read it. Aerial will want that play back. Hollow still got it. Saved by Extreme to win. Affinity Aurora still putting pot shots on that net. Gonna waste out Egoist's time and waste out their energy. Hollow. Great send back by Extreme to wins, but Aerial just preventing that shot. Still in front of that dangerously. Double. Has to challenge Extreme to wins. Aerial. Redirect not made. Hollow. Doinks. And Temp will be ready for it. Not good enough there, not creative enough from Affinity Aurora. Egoist all going themselves! Oh, it's perfect! Chavi's there waiting for it! And the lead for Egoist. Chavi went completely undetected on the offense. No one saw him coming. And it's another 1-goal lead for Egoist as they'll look to hold on desperately. Double. To pull his team and rally for one more play. Maybe this is it. Nobody back. Hollow. Oh, why'd he shoot wide? That net was open for him. Must not have felt comfortable knowing that there were players getting back for Egoist, but even then, still, I think he should have shot that one. Affinity Aurora will have another chance as that one's whiffed on. Hollow again not going for net, but this time he'll set up double. Affinity Aurora trying to shoot around the net. They're not going as direct as they maybe should be. Time is running low. Aerial. Hollow not able to put it on. Double. That one blocked by Temp as Hollow goes again, but he'll be removed. Aerial has this one. Extreme to wins. Wants it down. He's got it too. And we head to game number 5. And we go to Champions Field. Affinity Aurora. It feels like at the end of that play, you would have wanted to see more direct plays from Hollow. But you can't blame him for not feeling the most confident when there's defenders in the way. Such a tough call to make. I think a lot more of what people are going to be looking at in this series is, who's going to come out strong in Game 5, because Game 5 so often is about how these teams are feeling. As this series will continue onward, it's Affinity Aurora who, again, we're only one game away from that, from making quite the upset. As we go into a Game 5, and it's already 1-0 up. A great start, right off the kickoff, a beautiful fake from Hollow as well. Affinity Aurora wasting no time. Hollow puts it in. Affinity Aurora failing the confidence here in Game 5. I mean, ever since the start of the series, they've shown that they have a chance to take this. Now's their chance to really prove what they got. Infield Hollow could not make it too, but already a great assist from Aerial. Egoist though, trying to go the other way. It'll be cleared back by Double. Temp whiffed on it. Double unable to push through as only a demo made out of that play. Temp shot stopped by Aerial early on, but no real boost control. And again, an Affinity Aurora trying to get that ball out quickly. Double does have resources. As that one redirects off the bar. Oh, it's beautiful. Chavi with perfect aim. An Egoist. I mean, that is a perfect shot. Double never even went for it. And Chavi knew it was going. It's tied again. Affinity Aurora. I don't even know if they can believe that shot had the aim that it did. Had the accuracy to bounce perfectly off the bar and in. Egoist have put themselves perfectly. Temp! Oh, what a double! It's open! And it's Extreme to wins! Egoist take the lead as an unreal play for Temp. Got 15 and still at the double tap. And Egoist fight further and fight deeper. Affinity Aurora everything they've done, and Egoist finding a little extra in their favor. A little bit more. A little bit further. 1 goal up. Affinity Aurora looking for that response. Double. Saved away by Extreme to Wins. It's cleared back hollow. Up to the back wall. It will bounce down. Temp will be waiting as Javi jumps for it. Double. Beat on that challenge. Hollow keeps going. Temp. Just trying to find some space as Ariel's waiting back. It's Egoist still with it as Extreme to Wins. Double. Affinity Aurora trying to keep that ball, but they could not get the shot there as Extreme to Wins keeps the play on going for Egoist. Temp. Not going to be able to get through Ariel here as Affinity Aurora back on offense. But not for long. Egoist in that quick challenge style helping them out tremendously. Every play that Affinity Aurora think they have, Egoist just sends it straight back, and now Affinity Aurora needing to cover the net more often than not. Egoist just waiting and waiting. They're up by 1. They have no reason to play over-aggressive. You can tell they're just waiting for that opening. Playing patient, but Affinity Aurora have it! Ariel through the chaos! The net felt wide open there. Hollow just sent it off the ceiling and nobody from Egoist could read it. Ariel through the smoke of the demo. And Affinity Aurora find 1 more. Tied at 2 halfway through Game 5. It's anybody's to take at this point. No team has been able to step up more than the other. As Egoist trying to take another. Oh, it's open! And it's through! Extreme to Wins! Finds the pass from Temp. It was lobbed slow. It was lobbed in for Extreme to Wins. And Egoist keep it up. As Affinity Aurora once again put on the back foot. This will be the 3rd time this game they've gone down by a goal after having the game been previously tied. But they don't go 3 for 3 in redemption goals. Avi. Double. No one there to follow as Ariel off the ceiling. Leaving it. Double. Flip reset. Not a lot of boost to work with, and it's an easy clear for Chavi. Ariel again. I keep that play ongoing as our Season 5 Tsunami Cup champs fighting for their lives in Game 5. 1 goal down. Now 2 goals down. Extreme to Wins takes his hat trick. And Egoist looking to pull ahead late in the game. Chavi. And not only does he get the dribble, but he finds the bump on Hollow. That allows Extreme to Wins the easy shot. And Affinity Aurora. Running low on time. They need 2 more. Chavi. Extreme to Wins. Great redirect, but Ariel will be waiting for it. Did push up quite high for that touch. He won't get a lot of power on it. And Affinity Aurora still not able to get through that midfield as Hollow. Dunked by 2 different defenders as Chavi going back wall. Oh, it's found the net, but it's not by his 2nd touch. A own goal for Affinity Aurora late in Game 5, and you feel like as if that might be the goal that sends and ends this series. Unfortunate touch for Affinity Aurora. Egoist are pulling away here as Chavi again. Double, waiting for it. Will still be the ball for the Egoist, but a dunk for Affinity Aurora, and they will get 1 back, courtesy of Double. His first of the game. He has been relatively quiet so far. Yet does have 1 assist, but only 3 shots. It's been a lackluster performance in Game 5 for Double. But late on, maybe this is where he turns things up. You can't count this series out just yet. Not when you have Affinity Aurora who have shown that they can come back. And these guys were not the favorites last season to win the Tsunami Cup. They were a high-seeded team, though. They did have to get some crazy upsets to get there. As now they still push. Extreme to Wins will be waiting, but Ariel up is Double tap. 2nd touch out there, but Hollow's got it. Chipped over the defenders, and it was pinched on the goal line, but it will still go in. Hollow with a light touch at the end, and such a tough place to do it. He knows Javi can block and get a piece of this. He sees Extreme to Win's follow as well, but it's a perfectly placed shot. 38 seconds to go, and Affinity Aurora not giving up. Aerial. Extreme to Win's there to save it away as bounced off of Javi. Double. Oh, he's whiffed off the back wall. In comes Temp. Affinity Aurora still keep it. Extreme to Win's. Blocked by Aerial. Javi in midfield. Double. Oh, he's not going to be happy with that touch as it goes straight to Javi. And Ariel's not going to make contact. It's open. Is it in? Oh, it's just off the post. Extreme to Win's. Not able to turn that one away. Egoist only holding a single goal lead. But it will be enough for them. Game 5 is theirs. They've snuck out a victory in a match that was much tougher than they wanted to admit. They added in Extreme to Win to that roster move. Still got a lot to learn, but they have defeated Affinity Aurora in Game 5. After last week's loss to Pirates on a Bot, that game will mean a whole lot to them. Again, what a match that was. Incredibly intense, incredibly back and forth. It's Egoist who'll take it, but Affinity Aurora really proving that they're worth a lot more than the seeding may suggest. Because if they can compete with Egoist, I expect them to be able to compete with almost anybody else in this division. We're going to join in for, I think, a little interview. But before we do that, we got to take a look at what our schedule has shown us. Again, later tonight we'll have Republic of Molossia versus Slav Supreme and Next New Visionaries versus Mickey Moon Esports. Again, we'll wait on somebody to get here. Somebody to show, to help us out, show up for this matchup. So for this interview as well, again, we're waiting on, I know that they want to have, again, I know that they did say they wanted to have an interview, so we're going to get them in here as soon as we can. As, joining us now is Temp, Avi, and Extreme to Wins, as, actually, I know why Extreme to Wins actually can't. 1 second, we're going to get Extreme to Wins in here soon enough, 1 second. I know why, he doesn't have the correct role, 1 sec. There you go. Now you all are in. Well, a 3-2 win. It was a little rough. I mean, this team itself has had a rough time after last week's loss. Coming into this, you know, Xavi now is kind of the newly appointed captain of this team, I believe. You know, having to, you know, deal with the loss of Av, you know, and adding an Extreme to Wins. What was that like for you guys? Because so rarely do we see teams make changes this late in a season.
So what all that kind of came down to is Av. He was kind of like our main starter. Me and him have teamed a lot. We're like a duo. Well, he had some family issues, so he's not able to play no more. So we had to pick up a third. Extreme 2 Wins. He's a rank grinder. He's been up there. He reaches 2200 pretty easily. So we put him in there. We had an issue at the start because that was our first game. We didn't scream at all, which was really dumb on our part. But it felt really rocky at the start, but nearing the end, it started to get better. We were still making a couple mistakes here and there, but this is definitely felt a bit better than with AV, so things should be running a lot more smooth.
Thank you for answering that, Temp. Is Xavi actually there in the first place?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, sorry about that, Temp. It's still your question. We'll get you a new one here, Xavi. Everybody does that. Maybe I need to be a little bit more explicit on who's answering what question here. But Xavi, I know, coming in, I guess Temp explaining kind of the circumstances of having Extreme to Wins, but yeah, the circumstances of the series. Again, as you guys said, it's just a lot of this is trying to get used to each other and learn from each other. So, you know, what is that like with Extreme to Wins, kind of having to learn as series goes on, because it's not the best position to be in, but you guys are a top tier team. You know how to do this.
Yeah, I mean, Extreme's just absolute GOAT in general. You'll see him in like top 100s of like stuff throughout the season. So he's really easy to play around and stuff like that. But I guess it was more just getting comfortable with the comms and the flow of the game. We struggled a little bit with comms and spacing at the beginning, and a lot of that I think just came down to like lack of understanding each other's play and play together and how we wanted to play. But by the time we got to, I believe, game three, I think we started to find a little bit of flow and a little bit of chemistry with each other. We were starting to float to the right spaces, trust each other on lower boost, and trust each other to make the right plays, which I think was just overall really nice. Extreme's a very composed player in all aspects. He's very good at slowing down the game for himself and making the right reads. Temp's very, very good at making those mechanical touches to get you the ball where you need it. And so it's just, I'm very lucky to be playing with these people.
Mention that as well. And Extreme Twins, coming in as this new player. This team this is their first time going to Game 5 here for Egoist this season. So kind of feeling that pressure. How did it feel for you being able to play in a Game 5? Because it's usually quite nerve-wracking. Obviously, though, you guys looked pretty comfortable overall.
Yeah, at the end I did get nervous as it was like getting really close, but what's it called? Yeah, at the start it was just like Temp said, it was pretty rough, but um we just had to make a few changes and yeah, we pulled it together. Yeah, it was yeah.
And that you did. A Game 5 victory, obviously, though, for your team. Still considered one of the best here, but obviously with that win coming so close, you guys have a lot to do to kind of be able to kind of go back and get back to that top level with, a slightly different roster. Xavi, what are you guys going to do to kind of prepare? Because unlike most teams, you don't have a lot of time to get used to this new team, to get used to this new roster and to get used to this overall. It's not easy to work with a newer roster, especially one with the change that Temp had mentioned was so sudden. So kind of, Xavi, what are you guys going to do to make sure you improve as fast as possible? Because, I mean, the playoffs are only in about 5 weeks, so you guys have a lot to have to get done in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, I trust our team. It's more just us getting a couple scrims in together and just figuring out how each other play. I think at the end of the day, all of us know the right plays to make, where to be, and how we want to play together. It's just getting in a couple of scrims to find that little cohesion in order to make sure we're playing as efficiently as possible and being in the right spots when we need to be there. And honestly, I feel like with this roster especially, it's just the sheer composure that we have and being able to close out the games. And when we're able to figure everything out throughout that series. I feel like that's a really tough thing to do for the first time playing with each other, but I think just the caliber of players we were able to do it, and I think there's nothing but positives going forward for us.
Well, I'm happy to hear that they're Egoist again. You guys have been on the stream all 3 weeks of your season. You guys are just a fun team to watch, and even with those hiccups, even with those roster changes, you guys still get you in over Affinity. Aurora, your record now improves to 2-1. You only lost going to Pirates on a bot last week, so congratulations for that. A huge victory for all of you. But before you leave, we're going to go through and get some shoutouts. So let's start with Temp. Any shoutouts you have? Any last things you want to say to the stream?
Yeah, I think this is just a repeat of the first game. Like, I seriously don't think any other team will actually beat us. The only reason that team went like that is the difficulties of the demos that they did. So that's just something. Once we work out the rotation part of it, this is again easy walk. Naya is like the only person that I'm really looking forward to playing because it's gonna be an extreme challenge.
As you mentioned again, Nitro and Company there on Pirates and a bot. Are the team that won last season. They're still undefeated this season. Obviously, you guys want to be the first to take them down and may get your chance later in the season in the playoff bracket. But, of course, you guys are just right now trying to build up to that challenge. As we'll now go to Extreme to Wins. Is there any shoutouts you have? Anything you want to say?
You know what? I'm trying out to go Av. I want to be like him one day. That's all.
And, of course, we'll now end things off with Xavi. Anything you want to say yourself?
Yeah, shout out to Extreme for letting us hit him up midweek in order to join the team so that we could actually play this series. He's doing his part, and we really appreciate him just filling in.
Congratulations on your win here. Temp, Xavi, and Extreme to Wins a 3-2 victory over Affinity. Have an amazing rest of your day. And, well, so far we've seen you guys a lot. I'll probably be seeing you guys more in the future. Have a great night.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. You too.
It was Temp, Xavi, Extreme to Wins joining in here for a fun little interview. As a reminder, our schedule will promise us next match will be a Republic of Malosia, Slav Supreme, and we'll have next new Visionaries, Mickey Moon, Esports. Obviously, that match is not going to be for a while, so we're actually going to go for a raid, end this stream here, but all of you watching. We had a ton of people showing support. It really does mean a lot to me. As we will look for someone. Who out there could I... As who out there is live that I think would be a fun person to watch. I rate someone that doesn't have a ton of people watching them. Well, you know what? We could do this. Let's do this person. We'll get a right here. Thank you all so much for joining the Spotia streams on it, everybody. We'll be live again later tonight. We have more action from various different places, but for now, take care and be well. We'll be back very, very soon.